Hey guys, it's Meredith Campbell, creator of Bump Sisters, which is the community of women all supporting each other through pregnancy, through mommyhood, and just being strong women in our family. So I totally skipped my 3-month update. This is actually my 4-month update, so my 16 weeks out. And totally skipped the 3-month update. And let me tell you why. Right around 3 months, I think is the most crucial time. Lots of things, everyone says once you get to 3 months, you're in the gold, like you're in the good times. The baby's sleeping more, like nursing is easier, or maybe you're not nursing, maybe you're moving on from that. So that really kind of gets you out of the tough schedule. The other thing that happens around 3 months is sometimes women go back to work. Now, I work for myself. I run a online fitness coaching business. I am also a fitness professional. And so I only did things that would fuel me and nothing that I couldn't control. So I never really, I stopped working, meaning I stopped teaching a million classes. I just didn't want to overload myself with a bunch of extra things and have the pressure of coming back and standing in front of a room postpartum as a woman, as a fitness instructor. I just didn't want to have that pressure. I also train fitness instructors too, and I just didn't want to have the pressure to go back and to be pumping during an all-day training, and I just didn't think that was fair. So I decided, you know what, this pregnancy and this time around, I'm going to give myself time. And the one thing that I do have is my online coaching business, which I'm able to put as much or as little time in as possible. And the fortunate thing is I still get paid to do what I do because of my amazing team and the awesome instructors that I have, or the awesome customers that I have, really. So what I did is I never really stopped. I kept everything going because I'm so passionate about motivating other people. And I knew there was only a 6-week period that I personally couldn't work out. So for me, it fueled me and it kept me motivated to get back on track. And without me like completely losing it, I just did a little bit a week. So I was feeling all this anxiety, and I don't even want to call it depression. It was postpartum depression, but it was just really hard for me to get up, get moving during the day. I was exhausted mentally, emotionally. I was trying to protect my energy and keep my bubble, if you will, just, of positive and things that were going to uplift me. And if the baby was crying or if life got in the way, like it was no big deal. I was going to continue on. And I can do that with my family, with my husband and the baby and my 3-year-old. So I was like working out and I would skip a couple workouts just because it was just not happening that day, or life would get in the way. So my group of women were really there for me to support me. And I remember thinking this, like, I am not going to let this hold me down. I'm going to find a solution right at the beginning. So I said, the second I start feeling down and I'm crying for absolutely no reason, then I'm going to call and get help. I'm just going to call a professional therapist and go see them and see what they say. So I had actually a 15-minute consultation on the phone with a very well-known therapist in my area that specializes in postpartum depression. And so she asked me one thing. She's like, have you started working again? And I was like, yeah, but nothing that I wasn't doing before. But it didn't feel like work because it was just like fun social media stuff. And then she said, has anything else changed in your environment, besides having the baby? Because if you remember from my earlier videos, having the second kid was like super easy. I was like, oh my God, I could have like 17 more kids. This is no big deal. And things started to change right around 6 weeks. Well, what also happened right around 6 weeks was we had my brother-in-law move in, which was totally fine. You know, that's what you do for family. And he was moving and needed a place to stay for a little while and ended up staying for close to 2 months, 7 weeks. And so for me, as a woman who's nursing and we live in a small space and I'm taking care of my baby, that was just one of the triggers that totally stressed me out. And so I went to my postpartum therapist and just learned more about anxiety and how to really calm myself down. And I'm not saying like having family in town or anyone here is a negative thing. I mean, it's a great thing to have family around. And, you know, my brother-in-law is so awesome with the kids. He, you know, lets us on a date night, but it was just like having extra people and having, and just being a mom, I felt responsible for him. And I just felt like, well, I got to go grocery shopping. I got to cook this dinner and I've got to have the house in order. And these are, you know, and I just felt all this extra pressure. Whereas if it were just my husband and I'd probably just be like, whatever, you know, be pumping on my kitchen table, no big deal. So, and so I started to realize that, and then just started to learn different things about myself. The other thing that can trigger postpartum depression is nursing. If your levels dip. So what can happen is if you are pumping or nursing or breastfeeding and your supply goes down or your supply is going like this, that can really trigger hormones as well. So one thing I will suggest for you is try not to add anything like extra on your plate that you don't need to, or try to set boundaries and guidelines. Like if you have family in town and they're visiting, you know, try to let them know like, hey, you can come for a couple days or you can come for this amount of time, and don't, you know, just know your limits. And sometimes you don't know your limits and you just feel like, yeah, the more the merrier, or hey, we can do all this. I was to the point where I couldn't get dressed. Like getting dressed to go out to dinner to see people was like, it would hurt my stomach like on the inside, and I would just kind of like get all freakish and go into the other room and like be like panting and like crying like a panic attack. So I mean, like getting dressed for dinner because nothing fits, you know, that's the other thing. So it wasn't like a big you know, anything that I would, you know, I couldn't feed the baby. I was still able to, you know, so it wasn't severe depression, but it was a pretty, you know, moderate. I guess there's 3 levels of postpartum depression. You have your mild, basic boo-hoos, and then you have your moderate depression where you're like, you have that anxiety and the, you know, and like I can't do anything. You feel kind of like that paralyzed moment. And then you have severe depression, which severe depression is you can't feed your child. You cannot take care of your baby, not yourself, but your baby, because a lot of the times we run around like hot messes anyways. Like it's a miracle that I was able to put on makeup for this video. So just know that life, you know, will get better, and it's not that it's bad, it just will get easier. It's just adjusting. It's the new normal. So I wanted to update you with my weight loss. I hate to even call it that. I wanted to show you what my body looks like, because I know a year from now, you know, even 5 months from now, you're going to see a transformation that's going to blow your mind. And like, you're going to see my pictures back to back. So a couple things to know. My body will gain weight. I am not a skinny girl. I don't lose a ton of weight nursing. I really don't. I am drinking about 150 ounces of water per day, and I am not sleeping through the night. I am trying to work out every single day, but if I aim for every single day, I usually get in like 4 or 5. So that to me that's a win. You know, there's days that go by where it's just a walk to the park and just some light stretching or just moving my body, like getting things moving. Right now, I'm not trying to stress myself out. I'm just trying to enjoy this time with my baby, enjoy the time with my 3-year-old, getting to know him, getting to know the baby, and just really soaking in all those moments and not stressing about my body. It's so easy to get caught up in that, but things will change. So my goal is I exercise right now, not just to lose the baby weight, but I'm exercising and eating right to be healthier, to be a better mom for my children. And when I exercise, there's certain things that happen to you. It's not just you're using your muscles and things are going. Your endorphins are releasing, if you will, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel so much better. But again, with my anxiety and depression, I was exercising. I was literally like getting like high and happy, like excited. And then like literally the emotions, I'd be crying. I mean, there was like 5 or 6 days in a row. It was like 2 weeks in a row. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna try to impress anybody. I'm gonna call the professionals in. So that was one thing that has been extremely helpful. I was also really nervous that, a therapist was going to say, well, go on antidepressants. So I told her, like, I don't want to go on antidepressants. She's like, I'm not the therapist for you. Like, if you need that, I'm going to refer you to somebody else. So I thought, oh, awesome. Okay, so this girl's on my side. Like, she's going to teach me how to do certain breathing techniques and exercises where I can calm myself down in the heat of the moment. Life at home is going pretty well for for what it's going. I'm not sleeping through the night. Sometimes the baby will sleep till 4. Sometimes the baby will get up at 1, 3, 4, 5. So it just depends. I am co-sleeping. I was co-sleeping mostly because the baby was in our room. We put the baby down in the bassinet, and then the second the baby got up, I would bring him into bed with me. And then my 3-year-old was also in bed with us. So that was another thing. There was like no time or no space, if you will, in my bed. And it's okay. It was a short season of a couple months. It's fine if it happens naturally, but when it's constantly forced every single night, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, not being able to get any kind of sleep whatsoever. So life at home's going good. I'm juggling 2 children, and I say juggling because it's still such a learning process. I feel like the first year, the baby phase is so important, yet it's so hard. And as time goes on, it's not like, mothering or parenting gets easier. You get better and you learn from experiences. I always say that to everyone. I'm always saying it doesn't get easier. You get better. Everyone always says it gets easier, it gets easier. No, you get better. You get to be a better parent. And yeah, it gets easier as the kids start to play a little bit, but then you're in another phase where, people can fall off the slide at the playground or something else can happen. So there's always going to be something. I mean, that's the beauty of being parents. We're here to raise beautiful and amazing children. So eating is going pretty well. I'm not really restricting anything. I am following the 21-day fix meal plan, and I am following the 21-day fix workouts right now because it's easy. I can get it done in my living room. I do have a gym where I live in the building that I don't need a membership to. So I am going to the gym and I am going on lots of walks, and I am following the 21-day fix program right now. And then later on next month, I'm probably going to start to follow something else and something new. Relationships with your spouse. This is so important. It is so important that you take the time to just recognize your spouse and start to schedule date nights. That's something that we kind of started doing just on the whim. And I'm not talking about going out all night or doing anything crazy. I mean, that's great if that's what you guys need, but just to be on the same page, to be able to talk about things. I think it's really important to spend that time together alone without the children. Some parents that I know, they are really good at putting their kids to bed on time, all of them, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then they spend that time every night together. For my husband and I, it's a little bit different. We want to get out of the house, go for a walk or do something just away out of our normal environment, because then that way we have like focus time with each other. I think that is so important. And just to be able to talk about things so they understand how you're feeling, how they're feeling, and things you can grow as a couple and work together in the partnerhood or the partnership of parenting, which is really important. This is where it gets really fun. We're gonna step on back and I'm gonna show you what my body looks like and where I'm at to date. Now, I will say I've lost a lot of inches. I will say this, I have not lost the pounds, and my body will hold on to weight a little bit longer because of nursing. Some people I know get super skinny and they are nursing and they can't eat enough, and their body is just like, they're like, you know, doesn't happen for me. It really doesn't. For me, my body is like, we're going to hold on to every single thing that we got. I mean, you can get your muscles tighter. I mean, well, you can do that all you want, but you are not losing any weight. We are not losing anything because we need everything we can to make what we are producing for this child right now, which is extremely important. So I'm not trying to mess up my diet. I'm eating clean. And by clean, I mean I'm having salads, lean meats, lots of fresh veggies and fruits. I do have Shakeology because Shakeology is such a nutrient dense shake, and it is so important to fuel yourself with the right kinds of things in your body. You need that nutrition to continue to go. It's vital nutrition. So to get enough nutrition from food, even if you were to eat perfectly all the time, you would have to eat probably 15 to 2,000 more calories than what you need. So you do need a supplement. You do need to take prenatal vitamins to get, that's why, I mean, that's what a supplement is. A supplement is a vitamin, is giving you the nutrition and all of the vitamins that you need as a human, as a woman, as a nursing mother to continue. So when some moms talk to me, and now I think it's really important that you talk to your doctor first. That's always important. But what I'm doing when moms ask me, like, I don't want to supplement, well, you are supplementing. You're taking a prenatal vitamin. And so have a prenatal shake. Have something that's going to fuel you with the right stuff, give you the right amount of calories, because you don't want to eat more, just because you're nursing. That's where women get off track and they start to gain weight. I will say this, I have not gained weight. I have lost probably 20 pounds and I have another 25 to go, but my body's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I'll hold on to these last 20 pounds, 25 pounds or so for another couple of months. And that's just how my body's going to work. When I stop nursing, it will slowly start to go down, and then all of a sudden, bam. And that's what happened the first time. Now, everyone tells me the second time around, it's totally different. And I kind of believe them. So we'll see how this all pans out. All right, here I go. I'm going to take a step back. We're going to look at what I'm doing and how I look today. It is progress. It's not perfection. It is so important that you understand that this is a journey. This is not a quick fix. You didn't get pregnant and create a life and have a baby in one day. So you're not going to get your body back in one day either. Now, there are some women that will tell you, I've lost all my weight in 3 months, or I did this in 3 months. I gained 90 pounds. I lost it all in 3 months. For me, it's always been, and always, meaning I'm going by my first pregnancy. This is my second C-section. And it took me like a full year. It took me 8 months to lose my weight, a full year to feel like myself again. And 14 months later, I was a lean, mean fighting machine. I felt good. I felt energetic. Part of that was because maybe I was sleeping through the night and I could fit into my clothes again. And that gave me the confidence. So for now, continuing to move forward, I think it's really important that we work on the most important muscle in our bodies, which is our brains. So make sure you're fueling yourself with positive thoughts. You're listening to maybe some podcasts. One of my favorites is the Shalene Show. There's the School of Greatness out there, Lewis Howes. There's tons of them. I know Confidence on the Go with Trish Blackwell. There's tons of podcasts and things that are going to give you that fuel in your mind to help you continue, to make you feel like a better person. And you have to do it just as much as you exercise. So if you are exercising and eating right every single day and you're listening to something every single day, you're going to get to your goals. You're going to get to your destination. You're going to grow even beyond that. Thank you guys for watching. And for more, follow me at bumpsisters.com.